Hey, this is Mike, and I want to do this special report on a company that I do not think will be around more than a year, quite frankly, as a publicly traded company, and that company is AMC Holdings. I think they're in big trouble, and their outlook for the next 12 months is not very good at all. Right now, AMC Holdings has fallen below into penny stock territory after spending really the last couple of months above $5 a share. They've fallen back below, and I think it's going to be very hard for this company to ever see really above $5 again for like a sustainable time. And by sustainable time, I mean over a couple of weeks, and that is because we're going to have a second wave of this coronavirus. The AMC theater movie theaters have been closed essentially since April, and we're now in October, and they were counting on reopening for big holiday movies, and they're not going to be open for the holiday movies. So that's basically almost an entire year of revenue gone down the drain. We're not going to really reopen in any meaningful way until we get a vaccine, which could be another year away. And also, the big movies that will be coming out, they always have the alternative to go to streaming services. You have the big James Bond movie. They could just push the James Bond movie back another year, or they could send that to streaming. The same thing with the superhero movies. Disney or the Marvel universe could go on their Marvel thing, and DC movies could go on there. So you don't really need to put the movies out in theaters anymore, especially if you could get a proof of concept, if people are willing to pay to watch a James Bond movie at home rather than go to the theater. And in many ways, it's more convenient. I mean, do you want to go to theater, risk COVID infection, and pay $12 and be sitting in a seat when you could be sitting at home watching that movie, maybe have a better movie experience? Because these days, even if you're broke, you can afford a 40-inch screen television in high definition. It didn't used to be that way, especially 20 years ago, but now you could really kind of duplicate the theater experience at your home. So I think that's in trouble. There's also the chain says that it has 6 months of cash left as of October. So that means it has enough cash to last them to April. So you have to, if you're investing in AMC theaters, you have to ask yourself, are the theaters going to reopen by April so AMC can get more cash? And my bet is they're not. They're not, because we're going to have a second wave coming in through the winter. That second wave will subside probably by the spring. So that means that's probably 3 or 4 months of more cash that AMC has to burn through. So they may have 2 months of cash left for reopening in March or April, and we may just not get a reopening. I think some of the more populated states like New York and California, even though California is the home of the movie industry, may say, look, we're not going to risk having yet another wave of infection. We're going to keep bars, restaurants, and theaters closed. So if you're looking for a stock potentially to play in a short, like the one thing you can look at are put credit spreads. That's when you sell a call and then you buy a call that's more further out of the money. I personally don't short shares, so I personally would not recommend shorting shares. You could do a put debit spread, which is, you buy an out of the money put, you sell an out of money put, and you buy an in the money put. There are a lot of different ways you can profit from the downside of a stock. But if I had to pick one stock that I would play against, it would probably be AMC Holdings, because I honestly do not see. I mean, you look at this 1-year chart, it has had some recoveries, but even in the big March recovery that we had, it wasn't a straight line up for AMC. Look, I mean, it bottomed out here like $2 a share, bumped up to $5 a share, went back down to 3, then went up to like 7, and now it's sliding back down again. I mean, this is not a healthy looking company. And like I said, if you're looking for a company that may not be around, at least in its current form, I think AMC Holdings is going to be that, because who's going to buy this company? I don't know who would buy it, who would want to invest in it. I do think 2 years down the road, when we have a vaccine, there'll be a huge surge in demand for theater tickets. But right now, as the company exists, they have 6 months of cash left. theaters are not going to be doing wide releases within 6 months. I can promise you that. And who's going to float AMC theaters for the next 1 year? I can't picture a private equity company or even any major fund that will hold shares of AMC Holdings. So that's how I feel on this stock. If you're looking for something to play on the short side, especially that the markets may be very volatile and moving lower since we're below the 50-day moving average on the S&P 500, I think AMC Theaters is a good play on the short side. Okay, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.